teaching for women. Romans 13, 1. We're going to read up to 4, maybe 5. So it says, let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of God. The powers that be are ordained by God. Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of God. And they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation. So if you're complaining about your government, you're going to receive damnation. For rulers are not a terror to good works. What are those good works? You just got to love God and love your neighbor, right? To love God is the Deuteronomy 6. And to love your neighbor is Leviticus 15, 18, Leviticus 19, 15 to 18. Right? Those are not new commandments. For the rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Will you then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and you shall have praise of the same. For he is the minister of God to you for good. But if you do what is evil, be afraid. But he that beareth not the sword in vain, for he is the minister of God, a revenger to execute the wrath upon him that does evil. Wherefore, you must need to be subject not only for the wrath, but also for conscience sake. All right, so now let's go and check First Peter 2. 1 Peter 2, 13. Okay, 1 Peter 2, 13. Submit yourself to every ordinance of man for the Lord's sake, whether it be to the king or the supreme, or to a governor, or to them that are sent by him for punishment. See, he sent these governments for punishment, for sinning, for people sinning, okay? For punishment of evildoers, and for the praise of them that do well. For it is the will of God that with well-doing you may put silence to the ignorance of foolish men, as free and not using your liberty. He's talking about the law of liberty, for a clock of maliciousness, but as the servants of God. Honor all men, love your brotherhood, fear God. Loving your brotherhood is to love your neighbor, to fulfill the royal law. And to fear God is to keep his commandments. Honor the king. Servants, be subject to your masters with all fear, not only to the good and to the gentle, but also to the froward. Now let's go to Romans 1. We're going to go from okay, so we're going to go Romans 1:18. For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness. What is ungodliness? Not having the 10 commandments in you. And unrighteousness, not having the 10 commandments in you, of man who hold the truth in unrighteousness. The righteousness of God are his 10 commandments. Psalm 119, 172. For the invisible things of him, from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse, because that when they knew God, they glorified him not as God, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imagination, and their foolish heart was darkened. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools, and changed the glory of the incorruptible God into an image made to the corruptible man, and to birds, and to four-footed beasts, and creeping things. Wherefore God also gave them up into uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves, who changed the truth of God into a lie, and worship and serve the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. For this cause, you want to know why there's the LGBTQ and all that stuff? For this cause God gave them up unto vile affections, for even the woman did change the natural use into which is against nature. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust one towards another, men with men, working that is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error which was meet. And even as they did not like to retain God, their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind to do things which are not convenient. See, this is all because of sin, and we are living in that now. We are living in Romans 1 right now. Being filled with unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of God. The haters of God are the ones that don't keep the Ten Commandments, because to love God are to keep his Ten Commandments. First John 5:2. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandment, and his commandments are not grievous, right? Inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection. What are those covenant breakers? They're breaking the holy covenant, the Ten Commandments that Yeshua Messiah came to refresh, right? He took away the sacrificial law. Now we have to keep the Ten Commandments. Without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful, who knowing the judgment of God, that they did which commit such things are worthy of death, not only to do the same, but to have pleasure on them that do them. So now you can see that all this is given to us because of disobedience. So instead of being complaining about the government and posting about government or whatever, not repent. Repent to be breaking the Ten Commandments. I was there too. I did Christmas, I did Easter, I did all those pagan holidays. But praise Jehovah gave me his grace, which is conviction, to change. And you can do it too, but you need to do it very soon, because the wrath of God is coming to the children of disobedience, and that is going to happen very, very soon. And you don't want to find yourself in tribulation. So stop complaining about the government and repent and go back to him, to your first love, to God, his 10 commandments.